JARA. Welcome to another video in the JARA garden. Today we will be discussing Kontomire spirits. For those that don't know what Kontomire is, it's a white translucent ghost with gold trim that comes out during nightfall. I'm joking, it's not. Kontomire is just a plant, a vegetable. It's similar to spinach. It's very delicious. The leaves are like spinach, and if you uproot it, it grows edible roots like beets. And it has innumerable health benefits. It's good for skin, good for hair, good for eyes. Look it up. It's spelled Konti. Look at the title for the video for the full spelling. I'm not going to mess it up here. But when you research it, it's just a list of benefits that goes on and on. So Kontomire is one of those rare superfoods. And if you're in Ghana or in tropical places where it grows, you can grow it in abundance. So here we have a row of Kontomire. This is our recent grotto we made. We're in the process of doing raised beds. It may not be in frame, but you might see the edge of one there and one here. I'm very artistic in my approach. So I don't want the garden to just be square rectangle beds. I want it to blend in with the jungle in the forest. You'll see a lot of curves, still some straight lines, and doing my best to stay with the natural flow of nature as best possible. So for this section, we could have done this whole area as a raised beds, but then it'd be hard to plant things in the center. So we cleared a path through, and I'm doing one raised bed here, and it'll be elevated. This is about half a meter up, maybe 0.7 meters. We can plant Kontomire here, which we have about 10. We'll do tomatoes that can run along the trees. We've kept the trees, and then we'll have it sloped down. And on the more shallower ends, we'll build up the soil a bit for watermelon, pineapple, other things of that nature. We'll do the same thing on this side, and we'll work around the things we have planted, such as the coconuts and the sugar cane. I titled this video Kontomire Spirits because this was 2 days ago. These were planted, and there are many more. My good friend here, he's able to get seedlings and trees. The price I have been paying is 10 cedis per seedling, and it can be for Kontomire, coconuts, plantains, anything. So I ordered 10. He showed up with 25. So I gave him a bit extra. And after we planted the 25 Kontomire plants, me and my empress planted them all out sporadically. I felt a spiritual shift of this area of the garden. And I'm attributing it to the spirits of the Kontomire. They're very happy to be here. They're very blessed. And I'm excited because it's delicious, edible food. I'm certain with cassava and Kontomire and watermelon, you can just survive. You don't need anything else that's enough nutrients for the body. You throw in coconuts, you throw in sugar cane. So well on the way to self-sufficiency. For this bed, its construction, the next video I will do will most likely be how I make my own raised beds. Important information, you can make a raised bed out of anything. anywhere you are, North Pole, South Pole, West, on Mars, Pluto. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need logs. It's very simple. You're just elevating a section of land with any means. It could be clay, it could be wood, bamboo shoots, and then filling it with dirt. So the first thing you need is just a walling material. If you've been watching JARA Garden, you know our land has a lot of clay. So not as good for a soil if untreated, but it's great for walls of a raised bed. So I start with clay, and then you can see here, it looks like bamboo. These are actually palm fronds. And you can cut them. See, these ones are kind of small now and much larger. You naturally trim them because the leaves will come and hang in deep, block pathways. You can trim them, doesn't harm the plants. Cut the palm leaves off, and it's very similar to bamboo, hard, termites don't eat it, very durable. So because I'm on clay, I wait till rainfall, and then the day after rain, I take a machete, I sharpen the end of the palm frond stakes, and then you can just stick them in the ground. I do one at each edge, and then I subdivide one in the middle, one in the middle, one in the middle, and that creates your framework. And then you're just kind of weaving in and out with anything you have. Could be more palm fronds, could be bamboo, could be wood sticks. And you build up a wall, and then you fill with any soil. If you don't have good soil on your land, change your perspective in your mind. Even if you end up with really tough land, hard land, there's going to be an area somewhere where the soil is good. You just have to go there, get the soil from there. My wife discovered a patch, very good black soil. I think based off the soil substrate, probably 3-4 years ago, a palm tree was cut down there and a portion of it was burned. So over time, that soil has become very rich. There's a lot of charcoal pieces, fire ash, very good black soil. So we go over there with our wheelbarrow, and to make our soil go longer, we layer it. So if you have hard clay, we'll put some leaves, palm fronds, anything that will decompose on the clay. Then we'll do a layer of black soil, then a layer of crumbled clay, then more leaves, black soil, and you build up your composting bed. In the tour later on, I'll show you the fruits of these composting beds. They love them. The watermelon is going sporadically. These Kontomire, while brand new, are enjoying it very well. Many blessings. So, let us get ready for a tour of JARA Garden. I've been noticing as well, there's a lot of vines on the trees. And I found you can just hold the smaller vines, pull. And it might look small, but every day, if you just do that for a few trees, you slowly de-vine the trees, and they grow much faster, much quicker. And healthy trees make a healthy forest. All right. Now let's get ready for a tour of JARA Garden and the blessings of the Kontomire spirits. Time for the JARA tour. So first, we'll check out our Kontomire. So my friend brought 25. Here's about 10, approximate counting. You see, this is the black soil, and here is the normal clay from our land. And near the edge of the bed, you can sort of see the layers. And there's plenty leaves and things underneath, wood and sticks. Kontomire's various sizes and stages. Some are small, some are big. They get quite large, and Kontomire loves a shaded spot. It does need sun to grow big. It needs a lot of water and good drainage. Empress planted all of these. She did a very good job. And here you can see the progress. So started out the clay to frame the bed. You can see the layers as we're building up. Also throwing in extra dead wood, logs, anything from our ezibon for compost and manure. Keep going. Do our best to leave the trees. The trees are very sacred to this forest. That's just something I feel. Everyone's favorite coconut, starred in many videos. Getting bigger. New leaves. Here's an update on our experimental floor bed. For this, we didn't build up. All we did was put black soil directly on top of clay. And it's working. The plants are growing slower than the beds, however. It's because the clay is very hard. We didn't break it up. So it takes longer for the roots to penetrate it. You can alleviate this by putting compost, leaves, grass. They'll help decompose, bring animals and insects. And you can put soil on top. So these watermelons are doing well. You can even see one of the flowers here. And here are their brothers and sisters. These are all watermelon seedlings we're nursing. Anytime we eat a watermelon, we save the seeds, soak them in water, and put them in these water sachets. And they start sprouting. Here are recent additions. These are green pepper seeds. And those we'll be placing in this bed there. We also have tomatoes in the patch. Interesting to see what is growing faster. You see in this whole patch, there's different areas of shades, of level, of direct sun, indirect sun, of rainfall. We found the watermelon really likes a lot of sun, direct rainfall. So all these watermelons have grown very fast. The ones in there are growing a bit slower. And for the tomatoes, they like this area a lot. So direct rainfall, a bit away from the shrubs. Here you can see closer. This is watermelon here. These are doing well. This is an hibiscus I've grafted. Hibiscus has been very cool. If you graft them from a tree that can already flower, they will continue to produce flowers, even though they're establishing a root system. So this has already produced 3 flowers you can use in tea and other things. That might just be the hibiscus tree I grafted from. Perhaps it's all hibiscus, but I am not complaining. I love hibiscus. And this is lemongrass. The lemongrass here is so fragrant and plenty. My wife's been using some in her oils and pomades, and they smell divine. Here's a new plantain. We have spring onions and another kontomire. In this spot, there's also aloe vera back in here. You can see the offshoot from the tank. This is the overflow. So anytime the pump pumps too much water, it hits this rock and splashes and waters everything here. Auto magically. Here's the bed awaiting seedlings. Tomorrow is a new moon, which is great for planting. So take some watermelon seedlings, we have some beet seedlings, put them in this bed, get them going. Here, more watermelon. And I'll go ahead and clear this bed off. You can see I'm using the palm fronds as nice shade. I always find it amusing when I'm watching videos of people filming, attempting to do things with one hand. Luckily, palm fronds are not heavy. Ugh. If I'm making noise, it's just from my extremely old age. All right. Here you can see the watermelon in the raised beds is just taking off. Very healthy. These are a week old. Keep a close eye as they develop. These are newer, these a few days. And they look like this until they catch. So I found watermelon does great in direct sun, but you want to protect the baby seedlings because they'll dry out very easily. So you can cover them with palm fronds, some shade until they get established and get a few more leaves. Then you can leave them in direct sun. You can see these, yesterday they were all on the dirt, now they're turning upwards. A few other spirits in this garden bed. We have ginger that was nursed. Ginger's coming on. Tomato. Over here, I got palm frond on shade. The mango tree hiding in there. And you can see aloe vera. Pineapple. And I'll show you, we have new coconut guests. Here's a banana tree, lemongrass, in a very interesting spot around a palm tree. Gets good rainfall on the edge. Now see, super magic zoom. There's a pineapple. One of the reasons I'm planting food everywhere, Eziban everywhere, is wherever you plant, it changes the flavors. So I'm very excited to try out the different flavors of pineapples depending on where they were planted, and tomatoes. Things very delicious. Here's a coconut seedling from a nearby beach, ocean. This is Kontomire. This one was a bit bent, so I have a support so that it holds on. It's got its own cast. Don't splinter its place. Lately, I've also been planting cassava on the edges of paths. Cassava is basically potato, yam, very delicious, and it grows easily here. The roots go very fast into the clay. And here's some. This is recently planted. I'll show more throughout the tour. They look dormant or dead, but every section of the cassava can sprout new life. It stores it very quickly. It doesn't need much water to start going. So once it rains, they'll start shooting, and they have a very easy time growing in the clay. You can make them grow faster by putting leaves, any debris on top. Here's another coconut seedling. And this one, I've experimented the watermelon seedling under this rock here. I figure it's much more efficient to have things planted around your trees. When you water the tree, it waters everything else. Don't you forget about me. Here's our coconut seedling. Papaya. Sugar cane. We have another new plantain in here. And an especially new kontomire. And you can see green onions. It's going. I've had dreams about this plantain specifically. It'll grow very tall. My empress shared a dream she had with me where we were cutting very large plantain fruits. Always important. Ask people about the dreams they have and discuss them. There is a lot you can learn. More kontomire spirits here. A 1, a 2, and a 3. And I'll show you the rest while we're at it. Another one. This is what it looks like. The new leaf comes out. There's also another hibiscus here and pineapple. Here we have baby pineapple. Another kontomire. This one has some special rocks. Pineapple and kontomire. There's also 3 on the edge here. A big pineapple going. Kontomire, kontomire, sugar cane, and kontomire. Mango going, lemongrass, kontomire, plantain, avocado, bamboo, coconut. I'm in love with your cocoa. Delicious and your no. Coconut seedling. See there. Another coconut seedling. Pineapple. Today I'll take you to the far garden and I'll show you what growing cassava looks like. You see all these stakes here? This is all cassava. And once they get about the height of 6 feet, go a bit higher. Once they reach about there, they're ready. And the stems will get thicker. Very simple, just grows right in the clay. And you can harvest these at this size. This would get you about 3. Think of them like potatoes. Get 3, 4 potatoes from this. But if you let them get big and wider, the stems will be about like this much. That you'll get 20 potatoes worth from one. So you can eat small, small. It's best to leave them to grow. And these will grow anywhere, out in the clay soil, in the bush, as long as they can get some sunlight and some water. You can see more growing in the bush there. They'll grow sideways, even curve, do all sorts of crazy things to make delicious ezeban. You can see cassava is all over. We have banana, pineapple, bigger cassava, sugar cane going here. Plantain. Plantain. Right now this area has the biggest plantains. Plantain. Here's another coconut seedling, new addition. This was very arduous to procure from a cliffside. The tides were very heavy that day. And here we have a secret apple tree. Plantain, plenty cassava. Coconut. Plantain, lemongrass. This section, this is the red ant domain. Probably the only semi-dangerous thing here in the bush. And they travel similar to monkeys. They rotate what trees they're on based on where food is. This is all their domain. I'm happy they're there and not in the heart of the property. Plantain. Here I'm building up the soil. If you remember, go back to JARA Garden 1. A lot of this was just clay, very dry. And now with adding wood and soil, the forest is taking it back. Soon, the next few videos you'll see, especially here, we'll be taking this bush back a bit to build up the clay soil and planting in here. No, vibrationally, we need a nice big coconut tree right in here. Be great spots. And we'll see how the trees progress. Here's a pineapple. This one looked dead to rice. It was on its side for months. And when I came back to Ghana, I kept walking by it, and I said, one day, let me just plant it, see how it does. And it has survived, and it's growing back. So never give up on a plant. They just need water, light, and love, and they will grow. Plantain. Here chocolate tree. Coco, chocolate. My favorite tea is chocolate tea, and not some powder or some thing you buy at the store, but actually chocolate beans from the fruit, freshly harvested, with some cinnamon, some sugar, of course. It's delicious, delicious. Looking forward to this chocolate tree. This is basil, all your Italian dishes and needs. Maybe some pesto, more kontomire. There's one more chocolate tree in there. It's very small though. I'll show that in another video. Plantain, coconut. And you can see here, there's a type of wasp. I just noticed this today, building a nest. I don't feel they're harming the coconut, so I may leave them. And it could also be a problem if they build a decent nest there. I'm spiritual, but we'll see how calm I am watering that with 100 wasps flying around. Plantain. And we will continue the tour another time. There's plenty more to show. The INSU system is working great. What I'm referring to is the solar powered borehole. I'll do another follow-up video after a few months, really put it through its paces. You know how things are going. Let me get a good spot with some nice light. About 4 o'clock now in the evening. I was working earlier in the bush today. We can set up here. This tripod I purchased is not NASA approved. Okay. It was a budget funding purchase. All right, there we go. All right, we leaning with it, but it'll work. Asaba utolo rotation. Thank you for watching today's video of JARA Garden. For those sending messages and emails, it means a lot to me. You really helped me achieve this dream and this vision. We aren't finished yet. There's plenty more work to do, but we're already ahead of schedule and things are really coming to fruition. Many blessings to you, your family. May you live long, well, and healthy.